Thank you for joining us again if you're a returning viewer, or thank you for checking us out if you're a new viewer for our final event match to celebrate our new league opening. We are also excited to announce next Sunday, November 12th American time, we'll be releasing the first match of the first season of Machine vs. Man Team League. Be sure to check it out. But back to tonight, we have some exciting matches we hope between CrossToss, the Average Joes team captain, and the top 3 Terrans at the time of this recording, Terminus, CrazyZero, and Adios. Who will win? Who will lose? We'll have to find out, and what will probably be some long games. But enough talk, it's time for game 1. Starting the first game off, we have CrossToss, bottom right, and Terminus, top right, on circuit breakers. Now, Terminus was actually the 3rd highest ranked bot on the SCHNAIL ladder, but has since been pushed out to 4th by Dragon, springing up to 2nd. It also pushed down CrazyZero, one of the bots featured in our next match, down to 3rd place. But CrossToss is a protoss player who's been playing Starcraft for a very long time and the team captain of the Average Joes. He's currently roughly about 1650 on the Blizzard ladder and about 1450 on the SCHNAIL ladder. He did peak at 1600 on the SCHNAIL ladder, but with the current upgrades that the bot authors have put in, he's actually been on a losing streak and tanking pretty heavily. This game starting to heat up. We do have Pylon here for CrossToss, and so far, Terminus has not made anything. However, he has stopped at 8 SCVs, sending out 2 SCVs now, and we do have a double barracks play. Looks like Terminus looking to get a little cheesy like a lot of the bots in the past event series. We'll see how CrossToss responds to this. So far, just going, looks like stereotypical opening for the Protoss. You know, 1 gate, gas. Probably make a core soon. We do have that supply going down for Terminus. Pumping a few more SCVs. If he catches our Protoss player off guard, he will be able to do a significant amount of damage to him. We'll have to see if Terminus is up to the test, though. Barracks almost done. I imagine, obviously, that he'll be making non-stop Marines out of this. We'll have to see if he sends SCVs, though. It doesn't seem like he will. Is doing a double scout to find the location on this 4-player map. And we do have a core halfway done for our CrossToss. Another pylon. Terminus able to find him with one of his double scouts on the first try. Already has Marines rallying, looks like, to the wrong base. And corrects that immediately now that he's scouted out CrossToss. I imagine he'll collect up a little mass and then push forward immediately with the Marines. We do have 1 goon for CrossToss started and range. So far, seems like he will not be sending SCVs. Terminus will not be sending SCVs, that is. But a steady stream of Marines coming down. And they reach CrossToss's base before he even gets a unit out. We'll have to see what he's able to do. More Marines rallying in. I mean, a lot of Marines. We have a pylon going down. He is trying to micro against these things. Might lose his gate, though. Starts a second gate. Pulling probes now, finally. Has sectioned these Marines off from the reinforcements. Let's see if he's able to clear them out. Able to save the gate and even pop the second goon out. Sending the probes back to mine. Taking back his ramp. Terminus backing off for now. Probably getting a few more reinforcements before he pushes forward again. And so far, nothing else except 2 gates and a core out of our Protoss player. Oh, and as I say that, starting the Citadel. Maybe banking on the fact that Terminus, seeing all these Marines, he doesn't have any detection. And so far, he'd be correct. So far, adding a third barracks, but no engineering bay or gas to start an academy in Comstat. Poking out with the Dragoons, but meeting a wall of Marines. Terminus deciding he doesn't want to try to push up that ramp just yet. We actually only have 2 probes on the gas. Pretty interesting. Cross toss. Going with the ever popular Invisible Men. Terminus may be lacking a little bit. If he pushed forward with all these Marines, he might be able to take this Goons force out before Cross Toss is able to react with probes. But for now, just deciding to arc his Marine force and the Natural to cover any sort of advance that might come out from Cross Toss. Cross Toss starting a shield battery, maybe feeling a little unsafe. And we have the DT started. Terminus. Still no detection inside or even making an eBay. Nothing. Just rallying 3 racks Marine down. Deciding it's... Oh, maybe not. Nope. Deciding that now is the time to go. Instantly meeting that Goon force with a Zealot at top. Backing off. And the DTs are out. How is Terminus going to respond? He does see the glimmer. He sees the shimmer and the glimmer. Getting a few kills as these Marines bug out on each other, trying to run away. And Terminus still has not started an eBay or any detection at all. It seems these DTs will be the end of the game for him. So far, 3 and 2 on the various individual DTs. I imagine that is about to go way up as he carves his way through all these Marines. And still no eBay from Terminus. This feels like close to the end of the game. Cross Toss even deciding to take an expansion. Probably going to move up with his main army now. DTs have basically cleared the entranceway, walking into the base undetected and uncontested. Starting to kill SCVs. Terminus rallying Marines, but what are they going to do? They can't see the DTs. And with the entrance of the Average Joes Terran, Average Joes Protoss's army, that is going to be the end of the game for Terminus. Terminus failed to gain the upper hand on Cross Toss by failing to capitalize on the amount of Marines it was making. How will CudleZerg play the next game? Let's head into Game 2 to find out. And starting Game 2 out here on Python, we have Cross Toss up here at the top in the center, and CudleZerg down here at the bottom in the center. CudleZerg currently the top 3rd ranked bot on the Terran ladder for SCHNAIL. Cross Toss, of course, player from our last game. 16-ish hundred on the Blizzard ladder, about 1450 on the SCHNAIL ladder. We'll have to see if either of these players get up to anything cheesy, considering some of the games that have happened so far in this event series. So there's just no respect here between the bots and the human players. So far, though, doesn't look like we'll see anything too crazy. We'll have to see if CudleZerg makes a and deciding to make a depot here, but that's still normal. And then the 9th SEV. And of course the 8 pylon for Cross Toss up here. And is he going to throw down 1 gate, 2 gate? What is he going to do, I wonder? So far opting for the one gate in the scout. And we do have one Rax coming down for CudleZerg, not multiple like Terminus last game. Crosstoss currently scouting clockwise. He will find CudleZerg very quickly, although not on his first try. Outside of that, so far progressing very normally at his main base. Has a gas, gateway, pylon, probably at a core and another pylon soon. All of that very, very standard. CudleZerg has not taken his gas yet though, which leads me to believe he may be doing some sort of barracks expand build. And that core started for Crosstoss. And Crosstoss immediately sees that command center going down. CudleZerg definitely doing a barracks expand build. Probably throw down a bunker there in the front. About to see how Crosstoss responds. He responds by adding a second gateway. Interesting. Looks like he wants to get a bit more aggressive instead of playing it more economically and expanding sooner. And that is very interesting. He's saving his gas and hasn't started range yet. And he throws down a quick citadel, which is immediately scouted by CudleZerg. Both these players having their builds immediately scouted by their opponents. We'll have to see how CudleZerg responds. Starts throwing down the bunker. Command center about 80% done. And a zealot on the way. Is able to get that bunker done in time before the zealots come down. However, running by, because of how big these naturals are in Python, CudleZerg holding some SCVs on the ramp to keep him from running up there. However, there seems to be a dance happening back and forth between the Zealot and the Marine back at the natural here. CudleZerg doing the best he can to keep that Zealot from running up that ramp. We have two goons coming down. Still no range. And CudleZerg sending the SCV out of the main base for some reason. Oh, missed that, but he has started throwing down turrets. Don't know how successful that will be, considering Crosstoss, oh, there it is, has thrown down the archives. However, CudleZerg may sacrifice this freaking command center down here because he is not able to really punish it, spending a bunch of minerals on these turrets to get the detection out of the way. We have two more goons coming down. And two more gates thrown down. So we basically, Crosstoss is definitely all in at this point. Ooh, but he takes out the command center and the natural. Even linking up with the two new goons that came down. CudleZerg is going to have a heck of a time trying to fight this force with just a couple Marines in a bunker. He canceled the archives and started zealot speed. And is running his goons and zealots up the main ramp. CudleZerg in a heck of a lot of trouble. Having to pull SCVs to try to counter this. Crosstoss doing the best he can to micro. Dancing around with these non-ranged goons. Finally taking out that zealot. and starting more turrets, expecting, I think, the DTs. Has got a factory with an add-on started. Unfortunately, I gotta say, CudleZerg is in a heck of a lot of trouble. Oh, and these speed lots run right by. And immediately link up with the rest of these goons. That does not bode well for CudleZerg. At this point, dropping workers to the point he even has less workers than protoss does. Oof. This has been a bit brutal. Does have the chain repair going on right here. Dropping Marines, though. And although... Oh, there he goes. His factory's finally finished. Trying to get out a vulture. But all these zealots, all these goons. Gotta say, it is almost over for CudleZerg. Does have a vulture out though, so maybe he might be able to turn the tide. We do have a bunch of speed zealots running by this empty bunker though. But at that point, CudleZerg is going to lose all of his workers, and at that point, that's GG. There's nothing CudleZerg can do to come back now from this game. Main base basically destroyed. And with that, CudleZerg GG's out. Protoss takes the win against our Terran bot event team with some strategic mind games against CudleZerg. Will Adios be able to get the Terran event team on the scoreboard at least? Game 3 starts now. And starting here in the bottom right, we have Protoss. In the bottom left, Adios. Adios, not only the top ranked Terran, but he's like top 4, 5 bots for the entire SCHNAIL ladder, so should be a pretty tough opponent for Protoss to take down. Hopefully we won't see any sort of cheesy aggressive plays like we saw the last 2 games. You know, PvTs are usually supposed to be pretty long, and those were some relatively fast games comparatively. Action-packed, for sure, but relatively fast games. And so far, it doesn't look like we will have anything too crazy, it looks like, coming out of either player. Both players just steadily making workers. We do have a pylon coming out for Protoss. And a supply depot for Adios. Very, very standard. Now, there's still a possibility we may see something kind of crazy, but I think the ultra crazy stuff is currently off the table. No barracks supplies, no, double 10 gate pylon, or double 10 gates for zealot rushing. See if they'll stick true to that though, or if one of them decides to do something maybe a bit more strategic, I guess we'll say, instead of cheesy. Adios setting on that gas. Sending out a scout, it looks like, maybe. Nope, nope, yep, it is. Looks like it's maybe going to scout. And Protoss going the right way. Looks like he'll find Adios on the first try. Let's see. Looks like Adios will actually, based on the direction of that probe, has decided to go to the bottom right, and it has guessed correctly. Protoss taking a look at everything. Do you have another depot coming down? And a Marine. How long will Protoss be able to keep this alive? So far, doing the merry-go-round pretty well. Oh, getting stuck on these workers a little bit. Does take a couple hits, but is able to get away. And we currently have range started, and probably a goon coming out of that gateway soon. Back at Adios bases, just going straight into a factory. Chasing this probe around. We got 2 Marines now, probably shut it down, yep, very quickly here. Looks like we'll see maybe some sort of Forge Expand out of Adios. And that goon almost popping out here for our cross toss player. Will decide to take out that SCV. We'll see if he holds his goon back or maybe gets aggressive after he takes the scout out. Sending out a probe, probably to expand, possibly to do something else. And yep, taking that natural expansion. Sending it out to scout afterwards. For Adios, we've got a siege shop, or machine shop, and a siege tank. See if he makes siege mode soon. Making a command center so far. And cross toss, running his probe right into that bunker, but confirms that yes, Adios is indeed expanding. We'll have to see how he wants to respond to that. Looks like taking his little third mineral only. We'll have to see if that ends up working out for him. Doing it even off of 1 gate and 2 goons. So far, no other tech. And Adios does have the eBay. Siege mode almost done. Another tank. Even committing 2 SCVs to this bunker just in case Crosstoss comes across the map and starts harassing him. Adding 2 more gates. Still no tech options. Adios just macroing up, starting some turrets, adding another factory. Crosstoss as well, just deciding to sit back and macro up a bit. Got some 3 gates. Maybe he'll start some tech options soon. Yep, indeed. Just starting a robotics facility. Sitting on 3 gates, or 3 goons currently. So far, worker count pretty even, but I imagine with that 3rd Nexus finishing, that Crosstoss will take the worker lead here shortly. We do have an armory started for Adios. Man, compared to the first game, they are really just sitting back and macroing up. So far, I have not really seen any aggressive actions outside of killing the scouts. And Citadel of Dune almost done for Crosstoss. Hasn't really made anything with that robotics facility just yet. Mine's about halfway done for Adios. Sending out some vultures just to see what he can do maybe with them, or what information he can get. I imagine he will also start laying mines once that upgrade is finished. We do have a 2nd shop. So far it looks like 2 factory, 2 machine shop. And steady tank production for Adios. Crosstoss, just sitting on 3 gates currently for now. Does have speed, looks like, for his zealots going. He's got a observatory, he's got a shuttle. We'll have to see what he wants to do exactly with this. Is currently loading up some zealots. Could just be for zealot bombs, or he could maybe want to do something else with it. We'll have to see. And Adios deciding to lift off and land his barracks for some reason. Does have his tanks ready just in case there's any shuttles or reavers or anything coming. And it does look like Crosstoss Sending 3 zealots across. Not sure exactly what he hopes to accomplish with these, but is getting some valuable scouting intel at least. Does see the armory spinning. And these zealots are taken out pretty easily, but they do end up stopping the Adios from finishing his supply depot. Immediately restarts it though. Adios just scouting around, seeing exactly, trying to sniff out any potential expansions from the protoss, but Protoss seems pretty content to just sit on these 3 bases that he has. Adding 2 more gates even. Second robotics facility. And has just started +1. Sending over another observer. Adios going up to 4 factories in a starport. And starting its 3rd command center. So far, Protoss had kept the population advantage. However, Adios catching up very quickly, especially as Protoss deciding to just throw away 3 zealots for basically nothing. Even making a 3rd and 4th shuttle. Hoping to maybe get some massive drops in. Second armory almost finished for Adios. And a 5th factory. 3rd also finished as well. I'll have to see exactly what Protoss wants to do with all of these shuttles. Has started Storm and Shuttle Speed. Loading up some Dragoons now. And landing some Zealots and Dragoons, it looks like. I mean, I'm not quite sure what he hopes to accomplish here, but maybe he's just hoping to be annoying and slow the Terran down. Is starting to target supply depots, but Adios is nowhere close to being supply blocked currently. Is able to trade some Zealots out, though, with the Zealot Bomb. And these units should be very quickly cleaned up. We do have +2 started for Adios. And +1 almost finished. +1 armor, that is. +2 weapons just started. But a drop coming in here. Oh my goodness. This is undefended, and he's just massacring the probes. Able to take out seemingly this entire defense line before Protoss is able to respond. Even has a pack of vultures to maybe try to get kills in the natural if Protoss expands with too many units. Trying to storm those mines to keep them from going off, but blows them up with the Zealot instead. Meantime, Protoss dropping Zealots, DTs, and Goons into Adios' base. First, this game started off pretty unaction-packed, and now it's really starting to pick up in terms of players interacting with each other. Unfortunately, Protoss not able to get much accomplished. These units are very quickly cleaned up, and not achieving the same amount of damage that was just inflicted onto him by having his mineral line taken out. Unfortunately, Protoss is not looking good for our Protoss player right now. Average Joes may finally take its first loss of the event match tonight. Adios, I imagine, getting ready to move out. Not even waiting for the +2 weapons to be finished. Deciding that he's ready to just go. Protoss trying to assemble any sort of defenses that he can. Does have +1 finished, +2 on the way. And cross toss. I think the final blow is about to be dealt to him by Adios. Trying to take his fourth. Got a plethora of vultures and marines ready to go. Moving into position with his tanks. This is not looking good for cross toss. Is loading up units, though I don't know if he does now see the giant Terran army in front of his natural. Is able to get a nice chunk of storms going, but Adios has started to take this train and roll it right into cross toss's station. And I don't think cross toss is going to be able to keep him from hauling in. Is able to clear a few more units out with storm. So far these shuttles are empty, so zealot bombs or goon bombs are off the table. Is trying to storm with that one Templar, but is immediately taken out by the plethora of siege tanks and Goliaths on his front door. Cross toss putting up a valiant defense, even knocking down 50-ish supply off of Adios. But ultimately, Adios looks like he will be able to punch right through the Protoss's lines and into his main base. Ugh. All that carnage. And with that, cross toss GG's. And with a mighty 2-1 push, Adios puts an end to cross toss's winning streak. Well, after some action-packed games, we actually have the shortest match of the event series tonight. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be having our first round match of the first season of Machine vs. Man Team League on November 12th, 2023 American time. Have a good night.